Good day viewers, welcome to another edition of the Daily Strange Stories. I'm John Brown. I trust you've navigated the start of the week with energy and optimism. Our lead story for today. Very sick crime intelligence boss Dumisani Khumalo poisoned at Madlanga Commission just before giving the most explosive evidence? They say the truth will set you free, but in South Africa, the truth can also be a death sentence.
Safety of South Africans is in jeopardy. At least Mkhwanazi still has a firearm. He still has a men and women that he works with. He can still somehow protect himself. There are men and women out there that are vulnerable. They've got no one to protect. So we can't be worried about our own safety. We must worry about the safety of the citizens. So ours is to go out there and lay our life to protect them. That is my only concern right now.
On October 1, 2025, at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo was about to learn just how dangerous the truth can be. As the head of crime intelligence, he possesses a treasure trove of information about corruption within the police force and the political sphere. He had already begun to expose a web of deceit, implicating powerful figures in schemes that threatened to undermine the rule of law. But just as he was about to make South Africa connect the dots, through revealing the names and details that would shack South Africa to its core, the crime intelligence boss suddenly collapsed. The official explanation is a sudden illness, but few believe it. Whispers of poisoning and foul play are quickly spreading, fueled by the knowledge that Khumalo's revelations threatened to expose a vast network of corruption that reached the highest levels of government. Was it a coincidence that Khumalo fell ill just as he was about to deliver his most damaging testimony? Or was it a deliberate act, a desperate attempt to silence him before he could expose the truth? Today's video attempts to answer all these unsettling questions. As the commission prepares to resume, the question on everyone's mind is, who was behind Khumalo's collapse, and what are they so desperate to hide?
Good morning, everyone. As you can see, the General Khumalo is not at his seat this morning. He left the precinct at 3 minutes after 9 this morning. He is not well. We, as the commission, have decided not to sit today. Our spokesperson, Mr. Jeremy Michaels, will announce when we will resume. So we are taking an adjournment. You will hear from our spokesperson. Let us adjourn. Thank you.
The Madlanga Commission itself stands as a beacon in this tale of intrigue, established by President Cyril Ramaphosa to probe allegations of corruption, political interference, and criminal infiltration within the country's criminal justice system. Chaired by retired Constitutional Court Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga, the inquiry focuses particularly on issues in KwaZulu-Natal, a province long troubled by political assassinations, taxi disputes, and organized crime syndicates that have claimed hundreds of lives since 2011. The Commission's work began in September 2025, drawing from explosive claims made earlier by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi during a July media briefing. Mkhwanazi had accused elements within the police and judiciary of being compromised by criminal networks, setting the stage for a thorough examination that could lead to major reforms. With a budget of 147 million rand allocated by the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, the Commission operates from the state-owned Brigitte Mabandla Justice College, ensuring no extra costs for venue. Yet, even this setup has not been without its challenges, as administrative hurdles and budget concerns have surfaced, highlighting the complexities of running such a high-profile investigation. Khumalo's role in this narrative is central, as he serves as the fifth witness called to testify. As the leader of the Crime Intelligence Division, he oversees operations that gather and analyze information on serious crimes, including those tied to organized groups and political disruptions. His testimony, which spanned several days before his sudden health issue, delved into the operations of what he described as the Big Five cartel, a powerful network allegedly led by figures like businessman Gatiso Molefe and Vusimuzikat Matlala. According to details from his sessions, this cartel functions through a structured hierarchy, with a main leader supported by a core team, and it branches into smaller syndicates of at least 10 members each. These groups specialize in activities such as drug trafficking, cross-border vehicle hijackings, tender fraud, and extortion linked to their operations. Khumalo explained how these syndicates recruit members based on their expertise in handling specific commodities, allowing the cartel to maintain efficiency and expand its reach.
Amongst these cartels, which are made up of different syndicates, there is one identified in the country known as Big Five, which have since been identified as being very sophisticated, and it has got widespread influence, and it's involved in a broad spectrum of their illicit activities. The structure and the leadership of the particular cartel that will dominate my current testimony is believed to be having its head office in Gauteng for obvious reasons. Gauteng is the economic powerhouse of the country, and then with syndicates and groupings, or the capability of the same cartel to operate throughout the country. That is the currently identified structure and leadership of the cartel. The currently identified cartel, known as Big Five, is having a structure as reflected, with the main commodity being drugs. This is an ongoing project investigation from the identification of the Big Five, the progress made. Those that are mentioned, reflected there in their boxes or positions, they've already been addressed, being a Mr. Katiso Mulifi, as well as a Mr. Muzi Matlala, and then the other three are still being addressed.
So the reason for the skulls is because you can't name those individuals at this point.
That is correct, Commissioners.
Well, not in public.
That is correct, Commissioners.
He pointed to evidence from Matlala's records showing direct payments made to Northwest businessman Brown Mukhotsi, who is said to have close ties to Police Minister Senzo Mthunu. Initially, Mthunu denied knowing Mukhotsi during a parliamentary hearing, but he later acknowledged him as a comrade, adding layers to the suspicions of influence peddling. Further into his account, Khumalo revealed how some of these payments appeared to fund events for the African National Congress, potentially benefiting Mthunu through his chief of staff, Cedric Nkabinde. This connection came under scrutiny when police raided Nkabinde's home on October 9, 2025, during which a group of armed individuals reportedly assaulted his brother while searching for him.
At 7 o'clock in the evening yesterday, the police visited my flat and I was not available. My brother was only available, remained behind. They knocked, banged the door, and my brother, when he opened the door, they thought it was me. They called my brother as Cedric. They entered the flat. There were plus or minus 15 to 20 wearing camouflage and with balaclava cover their faces with a high caliber rifles. They entered my flat and they thought my brother was myself, and they demanded to search the flat without showing any warrant or any search warrant. when the brother is asking them to show a search warrant, they started to assault him with the firearms butt. They started to assault him thinking it was me, asking about where is the search warrant, because they could not show the search warrant. And then they started to search my flat upside down until my brother had to produce his identity document to show that it was not him, it was not me. That is when they stopped assaulting him. It means they were assaulting me in a nutshell. Then they started to inquire, where is Cedric, the chief of staff? They started to ask my brother, do you see what is happening on TV? Then my brother said to them, no, I hardly watch television.
On the same day, authorities also raided the home of suspended Deputy National Commissioner Lieutenant General Shadrach Sibia in Centurion, confiscating electronic devices like a laptop and cell phones. Sibia described feeling under constant surveillance and a sense of being besieged, which tied into broader allegations that he had pushed for the disbandment of the Political Killings Task Team, or PKTT, despite having no direct involvement in its operations. The PKTT, formed in 2018 to investigate politically motivated killings, was dismantled following a letter from Mthunu on December 31, 2024, which claimed the unit added no value to policing efforts. However, Mkhwanazi countered this in his own testimony, arguing that the minister's conclusion was misplaced and that the disbandment might have been influenced by organized crime elements exerting pressure over the police ministry. As Khumalo's testimony progressed, he unpacked WhatsApp messages between Mkhotsi and Madlanga, which highlighted frustrations over a cancelled tender and announcements about the PKTT's disbandment. These chats suggested that Mkhotsi used his influence within the South African Police Service and the ministry to manipulate processes, frustrating investigations into Madlanga. Khumalo claimed Mkhotsi acted as a middleman, leaking classified information and intervening to protect tenders for companies linked to Madlanga, such as Medicare 24 in Tshwane. He also noted how Madlanga's associates allegedly funded ANC events and secured government contracts through manipulation. Moreover, Khumalo discussed how the cartel had penetrated political spheres, with documented high-profile connections, and even infiltrated entities like the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police Department at the highest levels. He mentioned ongoing investigations into 3 other alleged leaders of the Big Five, whose names remain undisclosed, emphasizing the cartel's broad impact on drug trafficking, fraud, and contract-related schemes. The timing of Khumalo's illness added an eerie dimension to these revelations. He had just testified about councillors being killed for refusing to vote in certain ways, particularly during the surge in political killings around the 2021 general elections. He also described tactics where politicians faked assassination attempts to gain better security details, sometimes putting others at risk. On the day he fell ill, Khumalo was set to continue unpacking these exchanges and delve into even more sensitive evidence, material he deemed too risky for public ears, requesting it be presented in a closed session. The Commission's spokesperson, Jeremy Michaels, later announced that evidence leaders would apply for the October 13, 2025, hearings to proceed in camera, excluding media and the public due to the sensitive nature of the upcoming testimony. This decision underscored the Commission's commitment to transparency while acknowledging the need for protection, promising updates if circumstances allowed a return to open sessions.
It was always anticipated, and in fact, the terms of reference contemplate the possibility of in-camera hearings, specifically Clause 10 of the terms of reference. And I'll quote for you, it says that the Commission shall have all the powers necessary to achieve its mandate, and then it touches on a few other powers, including that to summon witnesses and conduct search and seizure operations. But as regards in-camera hearings, it states specifically at 10.3 that the Commission will have the power to deviate from the Commission's Act insofar as it provides for public hearings, and to order that the Commission shall sit in camera where necessary to protect the safety of witnesses, the integrity of ongoing investigations where appropriate, and where intelligence and the work of intelligence services are concerned.
Let me start by asking us to pick off from where we left off, which is during that very abrupt adjournment with Dumisani Khumalo on the witness stand. There's been all kind of conjecture about what happened and how he's doing. Are you able to clear the air this morning for us about when you expect him back here and what you've heard about his health status?
Well, firstly, of course, that incident on the 1st of October and when Lieutenant General Khumalo fell ill is still under investigation. We can't talk to the nature of his illness at this point, but there are investigations underway. And I think suffice to say that he can be expected, depending on his health, to return to the Commission in a few weeks.
Okay. Was what happened as a result of any breach, any compromise to his safety whilst he was at the Commission? Are you able to speak to us about that?
Not as far as we know at this stage. Of course, we can't rule out, anything that we don't know. So, as I say, the investigations are still underway, and I'm sure that in the course of time, we may or may not be able to shed more light on that, depending on what comes out.
Speculation about poisoning intensified because of South Africa's history with such incidents involving prominent figures. For instance, Deputy President Paul Mashatile collapsed during the Noamitwa Day festivities in Tzaneen, in Limpopo, in September 2024.
Let us all recommit to the National Development Plan goal of ending poverty and reducing inequality by 2030.
He later attributed it to food poisoning experienced after a cabinet subcommittee meeting in Cape Town, where he felt unusually ill upon returning home.
God is good. All the time. But something strange happened on Thursday when I was in Cape Town, where the cabinet subcommittee on Wednesday, and when I got home on Thursday morning, I was sick. I felt like I had food poisoning or something. So my office was very worried because as I came back home, even in the plane, I didn't eat. So they were worried whether I would be able to come. God is good. All the time.
Similarly, the late former Deputy President David Mabuza, who passed away in July 2025, had claimed he was poisoned at his birthday celebration in Bushbuckridge, in Mpumalanga. During the event, where he distributed bicycles, uniforms, blankets, and food parcels to schools, he consumed snacks, tea, and lunch, only to suffer declining energy and a high fever afterward. Hospitalized at Nelspruit Mediclinic, he requested a transfer to Mill Park Hospital for privacy, but doctors there struggled to diagnose him despite severe symptoms like inability to eat or move, and drastic weight loss from 78 kilograms to 44 kilograms. He underwent daily treatments to manage pain and regain mobility. Former President Jacob Zuma also alleged a poisoning attempt in 2015, describing it as a potent substance that made him fear for his life. Investigations by the State Security Agency and the Hawks led to his estranged wife, Nompumelelo Ntuli Zuma, being asked to leave their Nkandla home amid suspicions, though she denied involvement and cooperated fully, facing no prosecution.
I always say when I die, and I nearly died because they did poison me, and they did poison me, managed to find somebody closer to me, and I know it. Genesis was in Lerusa, give my chance to get from it. What was the I was dead. They don't believe how I succeeded. Not one dose. But the person was poisoning me. was so innocent, so close. 3 doors. Even scientists can't believe why Zuma did not die. You see, people can talk because they don't know. They can criticize me. They can call me names. I say, in Lieutenant General Dumisani I will die knowing where we went wrong, and I do know.
These past cases fueled online discussions about Khumalo's situation, with social media users like Sizwe Mpofu-Walsh, host of the SMWX podcast, hinting at something suspicious. In a post on X shortly after the adjournment, Mpofu-Walsh suggested there was more to the illness, captioning it with a note that something felt off about the Madlanga Commission developments. Commenters echoed this, questioning why Khumalo showed no signs of sickness the previous day when he was testifying energetically, even cracking jokes about emojis. Some speculated it was a tactic to divert attention, especially coinciding with other news like the sudden death of Nathi Mthethwa, who had been implicated earlier. Others wondered if Khumalo had failed to take precautions, such as bringing his own water bottle, while one user pondered a series of coincidences: the unexplained stepping down of evidence leader advocate Terry Motau, Mthethwa's death after being flagged as a potential witness, and now Khumalo's illness. Motau's departure added another layer of intrigue to the commission's story. He resigned as chief evidence leader on September 11, 2025, citing administrative issues that made it impossible for him to contribute effectively. Replaced by advocate Matthew Chaskelson, who has experience from the Marikana and Zondo commissions, Motau explained in interviews that unforeseen problems, including a lack of clear budget line items, echoed past failures like the Zondo inquiry, which ballooned to 1 billion rand and left professionals unpaid for months. He stressed that his decision was not about remuneration, viewing the role as an act of service for the country, but highlighted the need for proper resource allocation across IT services, investigators, researchers, attorneys, and evidence leaders. The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, Mamologo Kubai, responded that budgetary matters were managed properly, with no formal concerns raised, and noted Motau's involvement in determining fee structures. She encouraged him to clarify his reasons publicly, reaffirming commitment to resourcing the commission adequately. Meanwhile, National Police Commissioner General Fanny Masemola faced intense scrutiny in a parliamentary ad hoc committee on October 10, 2025, defending his handling of cases like the 2021 assassination of whistleblower Babita Deokaran. Deokaran had flagged suspicious tenders before her death, leading to a 300 million rand asset seizure at the Sandhurst mansion of President Cyril Ramaphosa's nephew, Hangwani Maumela.
Let me get straight to the point. Anyone holding position of National Commissioner should be beyond reproach. Do you agree, sir?
I do agree, Honorable Chair.
Are you beyond reproach?
That's correct, Honorable Chair.
Do you believe that the position you hold is probably one of the most powerful in South Africa?
Well, that's correct.
Is that correct? You are a very powerful man. Is that correct?
Not a very powerful man, no.
Sir, General
It's a position
Mokonazi,
of authority, Honorable
General Mokonazi, I don't want us to water this down. We must know if you are fit to do this job. General Mokonazi in his statement said that you are probably one of the most powerful people in South Africa, and South Africans' lives are dependent and safety is dependent on you. So we can't have words such as probably or maybe or whatever. We need to know if you are fit for this position. So yes or no, sir?
Yes,
Thank you.
I
Thank
am
you,
fit for the
gentlemen.
job. Thanks, Honorable Chair.
Yes or no? Do you believe that undue political interference by the minister should be tolerated? Do you believe that undue wrongdoings by the minister should be tolerated?
No, Honorable Chair, it shouldn't be tolerated.
Do you believe that pushback towards an instruction from a minister could cost you your job?
I believe it would cost me my job, but I don't mind if I have to lose my job.
Then why did you not tell the minister directly that his instruction is unlawful?
Honorable Chair, quite a number of times I told the Minister, why are you closing the team? And he just gave no reasons. Well, my belief is yes, but I'm not sure what is his view and the view of everyone.
We are not interested in the Minister's view right now. We are interested in who you are. General, I want to touch on one final aspect regarding the work of SAPS. In a system where whistleblowers are not adequately protected, whistleblowers such as Babita, do you believe that you have failed Babita?
No, I don't believe I failed her.
Were you aware of the fact that she was a whistleblower?
Only after she was murdered, one became aware.
How strong is your intelligence in this country?
Well, the intelligence, they are doing their work, but of course the intelligence would not know what a whistleblower is going to say, probably. They won't know that.
Masemola admitted to hurdles and infiltration within the police, insisting on plans for lifestyle audits and interagency coordination to restore credibility. He claimed he only learned of Deokaran's whistleblower status after her death and vowed to root out internal threats. Critics, including Action SA's Deraline James, pressed for accountability, questioning how many more commissions were needed before real changes occurred. The committee plans to summon suspended Police Minister Senzom Tunu to explain the PKTT's disbandment, leaving a cloud over law enforcement leadership. In response to Khumalo's illness, the South African Police Service launched a formal investigation to determine its cause, with spokesperson Brigadier Athlenda Mathe confirming the probe while keeping details confidential.
Give us the latest updates on the condition of Mr. Khumalo. How is he doing? Is he safe? Can we expect him back in the Madlanga Commission anytime soon? Without revealing the location, but is he in a safe place, and how is he doing health-wise?
Well, I cannot comment on the safety and security aspect of Lieutenant General Khumalo, but I can say he's recovering well and he is in good spirits and he is ready to testify before the Madlanga Commission.
Medical experts point to possible natural factors like stress or underlying conditions in high-pressure settings, but the context, Khumalo's request for in-camera testimony on explosive matters, has amplified doubts. He was discharged from the hospital soon after, recovering at home in good spirits, according to Masemola, who checked on him personally. Yet, the SAPS denied any knowledge of poisoning claims, stating nothing suggested foul play. This denial did little to quell public curiosity, especially given Khumalo's earlier evidence, including video footage from Matlala's phone linking police firearms to criminal activities and leaks of classified information to politicians like DA MP Diane Kohler Barnard and National Coloured Congress leader Fadiel Adams, both of whom denied involvement. The Commission's broader scope examines how intelligence mishandling and interference have stalled investigations, contributing to South Africa's high crime rates, with over 27,000 murders reported in the 2023-24 financial year. Khumalo's insights reveal a system where secret funds are misused, and syndicates thrive through collusion, as seen in past scandals involving 120 million rand property purchases that led to suspensions. Opposition parties like the EFF and MK Party have demanded transparency and witness protection, while civil society groups express frustration over the interrupted hearings. Julius Malema, the EFF leader, directly questioned Masemola about Khumalo's whereabouts during the parliamentary session, receiving assurances of his recovery, only for news of the no-show to contradict that optimism.
Have you checked up on General Khumalo since he called since he went on sick leave or something like that?
I did, Honorable Chair.
And how is he doing?
No, he's doing quite well now.
So we should expect to have him soon?
Yeah, we can expect him soon, yeah. It was quite a tragic thing, but I think maybe a week or so he will be fine.
As the Madlanga Commission resumes behind closed doors, the uncertainty surrounding Khumalo's health and the potential for his return keeps the nation on edge. Molefe, one of the implicated businessmen, appeared in the Johannesburg High Court on October 10, 2025, securing 400,000 rand bail on attempted murder charges after an initial denial. This development underscores the ongoing legal battles tied to the cartel's alleged activities. The inquiry's findings could spark prosecutions and reforms, addressing the erosion of public trust where over 80% of KwaZulu-Natal residents feel unsafe. With parallels to historical poisoning claims and the high stakes of exposing entrenched networks, this story weaves a tapestry of suspicion, power struggles, and the quest for accountability in a nation grappling with its shadows. What do you believe is the real story behind Lieutenant General Khumalo's sudden illness? Was it truly just a health issue, or something more sinister? And how do you think it will impact the fight against corruption in South Africa? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching this news bulletin. Please share your opinion in the comments section. We would be glad to read and respond to your comments. Let's meet again tomorrow in our next strange story. Have a focused and efficient Tuesday.